ovation.
Fans are on their feet.
And Cody, it is worth pointing out that originally Artemis Spencer was scheduled for trios action. When Alan Angels weaseled his way into the Cascadia Wrestling Cup, management had to think on their feet. They had to roll with the punches and made a triple threat match with Judas Icarus and Ethan HD versus Artemis Spencer. But because Daniel Makabe's opponent, Invictus Cash, was unable to make it tonight, we send our very best to Cash watching at home. Hope to have him back in Prestige very, very soon. This match was made yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. So Spencer, and for that matter Makabe, having to readjust on the fly in a very big way.
This isn't Makabe's usual entrance music here.
No, it is not. Cody, if I'm not mistaken, this is a very special tribute. If I'm not mistaken, Cody, this is actually the theme music of one American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, during the HDNet days of Ring of Honor. To say that Daniel Makabe is influenced by Danielson would be an understatement.
I mean, look at the trunks. He's rocking the dragon maroon there.
I mean, Makabe's been very, very clear. He thinks Bryan Danielson is the best professional wrestler of all time, the best professional wrestler in the world today, but specifically the best of the Pacific Northwest. And how apropos when Makabe and Spencer are both vying for that very same title in the Cascadia Wrestling Cup.
Danielson from Aberdeen, Washington. One of what people say, one of the first from the Pacific Northwest to really go on to just huge success in the world of wrestling.
Well, you spoke on it earlier on tonight, Cody. For so long, this scene, the Pacific Northwest scene, the Cascadia region, was thought of as a black hole professional wrestling, for lack of a better word. And because of men like Bryan Danielson, and I would argue because of men like Daniel Makabe, that has changed for the better.
And like men like Artemis Spencer.
Absolutely.
A mainstay in the Canadian wrestling scene for a number of years. Artemis Spencer wrestling when he looked so young, they made him wear a mask.
Yeah, Daniel Makabe and Artemis Spencer have both been wrestling for the better part of 2 decades, but you wouldn't know it. Deceptively youthful, both in their physical appearance and their facial features, but also in the way they wrestle. I mean, they move like men in their early 20s.
That's true.
Daniel Makabe here muscling Artemis Spencer down to the canvas here. Really scrapping with him here. If there's anyone hold on.
Ooh.
Perhaps I spoke too soon. I was going to say if there's anyone you don't want to scrap with, it's Daniel Makabe, but Artie proven that he's more than deserving of that title.
So I've been lucky enough to call a number of Artemis Spencer matches and even more Daniel Makabe matches throughout my commentary career. Artemis Spencer is known to fly high and move very fast. That's what people are used to seeing from him. What they don't know is that him and Daniel Makabe both train submission and catch-style wrestling up at Lionsgate Dojo in Vancouver, Canada. Or Surrey, if you know, proper. But tonight, I think we're going to see a very neck-and-neck competition with these two as they both are looking to put on a clinic of technical wrestling.
Yeah, Daniel Makabe tweeting out when this match announcement was made.
Already even going to the ground position here, giving Makabe an opening.
Yeah, talk about confidence. Makabe tweeting out, I'm very excited to be sharing a ring with someone I've learned so much from, and maybe the only person in the PNW who equals my technical prowess. And this is the part that really interests me. Although he rarely shows it in Artemis Spencer. What do you think Daniel Makabe is talking about? Sort of a backhanded compliment there.
A little bit. Makabe and Artemis Spencer, believe it or not, have only squared off 2 times before.
Right? And who was victorious?
No, I think it's neck and neck. I think they're 1-1 so far.
A proverbial rubber match here. So much on the line beyond the Cascadia Wrestling Cup.
Look at this. Jockeying for position. Daniel Makabe. Artemis Spencer not letting the other one lock in anything for more than like half a second before they counter it.
Both of these guys just so technically proficient here.
Ooh, clean-ish break.
You mentioned the high-octane style of Artemis Spencer. I wonder if maybe that's some of what Daniel Makabe is getting at, that we're so used to seeing here in the Pacific Northwest specifically. Artemis Spencer flip and fly all around the ring. wrestle more like a cruiserweight than a technician, if you will. And Daniel Makabe perhaps trying to take the ladder out of Spencer here tonight.
Easier said than done, as Artemis Spencer, like I mentioned, a great fast-moving wrestler, a great technical wrestler, is also one of the sweetest hearts I've ever met in the professional wrestling.
Hold on, nothing
period.
Sweet about that takedown here. Yeah, but I think, as is the case with many competitors, specifically Spencer, especially in a match against a competitor the caliber of Makabe, especially in a match in his prestige debut for the Cascadia Wrestling Cup, a switch is flipped. Might be a nice guy outside of the ring, but it doesn't matter when this much is on the line.
I mean, I think that's what gives him such an edge against his opponents. They meet him backstage, they see him in the locker room, they think this guy's a pushover. He's a sweet guy, he's nice. Once that bell rings, it is a different story, as right now, Artemis Spencer has Daniel Makabe on the mat, and that is a very, very rare thing. Look at this, Makabe now in a submission hold here. Referee asking him, and Makabe holding on for dear life.
Hold on.
Artemis Spencer looking to lock Makabe up, and the ring awareness takes Makabe to that bottom rope, forcing the break.
Daniel Makabe not afraid to have a little fun here. Again, really testing the mettle of Artemis Spencer. Of course, hoping to move on, hoping to win the Cascadia Wrestling Cup, but also, I think, trying to pull something out of an old friend.
This November will make 20 years since Daniel Makabe's wrestling debut.
Daniel Makabe from behind with a waistlock, but Artemis Spencer transitioning into one of his own.
And along the way, Makabe has won a good amount of tournaments during his career, including one out in Germany, but right now this means even more because this is his home turf. This is his region.
Hold on, the arms hooked here from Artemis Spencer. Makabe.
Not for long, Makabe. You do not want to be here. If Makabe locks this in, it's over. And Artemis Spencer saw the writing on the wall and got out of dodge.
Huge chop to the chest of Makabe. I don't care if he's wearing the shirt.
And
that
this.
hurt like hell, and now Artemis.
Boingy, boingy. Springing and aborting, but no!
Oh, wow, still managing to land on his feet. Talk about rolling with the punches here, Cody.
Go, Artie.
Tiger feint kick from the top. Artemis Spencer can scarcely believe it himself.
This is Artie's moment.
Ow!
Or is it?
It's Makabe's moment too, though.
Boot up, Makabe goes up and over, rolls him through. Oh, but too much momentum there takes Artie. These guys just neck and neck. This is some amazing technical wrestling. This is catch as can style.
And I gotta say, Cody, you no doubt much more familiar with both of these men than I. You've called countless matches of both Spencer and Makabe. Who do you give the edge to in this first round contest?
This is one of those moments where I do not know what to say. Both of these combatants have the skill, they have the talent, they have the drive, they have the passion.
An ankle lock here from Artemis Spencer.
And usually, if it was anyone else, I'd say Makabe, 100%. He's my go-to for getting that victory.
Armbar here from Makabe.
Especially when you're down on the mat like this, but it's Artemis Spencer. He knows exactly what he's doing there, and he's proven my point right here.
I think it's worth pointing out that both of these men are very tall, lanky individuals. Not necessarily size in the same way as an Amira might have. They're going to be facing on later on tonight, Cody Chun and Guillermo Rosas of C4. You hear the love and the adulation from the Prestige faithful. But yes, a very different type of size from both Artemis Spencer and Daniel Makabe, but a very effective type of size that in many ways are perhaps matched by each other's frames.
Once again, these two are just so neck and neck. And speaking of necks, Makabe just throwing a huge headbutt. Connects with the jaw of Artemis Spencer, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Wow.
Gotta wonder how much did that take out of Makabe too. Evidently, not too much. German suplex cover, but Spencer evades directly into a submission hold.
Beautiful.
No wasted motion from Artemis Spencer.
Absolutely. Artemis Spencer knows right where he is, but unfortunately for him, so does Daniel Makabe, who just like that is back in control, back on the... As Artemis Spencer is on his guard here, trying to get Makabe into a submission again, but Makabe does not want to go, and I do not blame him, as Makabe now has a grapevine, a leg stretch rather.
A nice leg lock there from Makabe. Artemis Spencer so close to those ropes, and yet so far manages to use that aforementioned lanky frame to make it back up to his feet, but as soon as he does, Makabe transitions and gets him right back down to the mat.
It's one of my favorite things about Daniel Makabe. He never leaves a submission locked in for longer than he needs to. He gets the damage done, and as soon as he thinks his opponents might have it scouted, he mixes it up. But right now, Artemis Spencer has him very much scouted, laying in some huge hits, but Makabe's still going after that leg.
Yeah, Spencer's got to be careful that as he's writhing in pain, doesn't get his own shoulders kind of down to the mat. Same with Makabe as he's cinching in the submission.
Yep, and he's even changing it up from before, this time getting almost a tighter lock around the ankle.
And Artemis Spencer reaches that bottom rope. Makabe with no choice but to break.
Finding sanctuary on that bottom rope can only save you for so long. As you can see, Artemis Spencer is definitely favoring that leg right there, and Makabe tastes the blood in the water.
Cattle mutilation cinched in the center of the ring. Nowhere to go for Artemis.
It was not cinched in. Makabe did not get the hands locked, and he almost lost it just like that.
He almost paid for it here. Shades of Zack Sabre Jr. with his victory against Kevin Knight back in Black Sunshine, but Artemis Spencer unable to seal the deal, now locking in a leg lock of his own.
Makabe now on the receiving end of that submission hold, forcing his way out of it, trying to at least get it out of there, but nope, Artie has other plans. Spencer now turning the tables on Makabe, and he's trying to reach for that bottom rope, but he's in a lot of pain, Jordan.
He's so close. He is, forgive the cliche, but he is fingertips away.
Oh.
Finally, Daniel Makabe makes it, but is it too little too late? Did all the pain administered by Artemis Spencer potentially cost Daniel Makabe? Remains to be seen.
See a little bit of frustration building up there with Artie.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned good-natured guy is Artemis Spencer, but when you've given this much...
Oh, wait a minute. Looking for the Japan 4.
Oh, no, tried to spike him down on his neck, but instead, Makabe with another waist lock.
Counters the counter, waist lock, maybe a German suplex attempt by Artemis Spencer. Makabe has it countered up into the rear naked choke now with Spencer trying to drain the life out of Daniel Makabe, but look, Makabe not letting that locked in for too long.
Hold on, maybe they can tombstone pile driver. No!
Rolling out of it and back to the defensive position there on the ground, and Makabe.
These guys know each other so well, Cody. It bears repeating. I sound like a broken... Hold on!
I was about to say, Daniel Makabe was up on his feet, but that did not mean he was out of trouble, as now Artemis Spencer looking to squeeze the life out of Daniel Makabe.
Almost a triangle choke there from Daniel Makabe. And he's fading fast, Cody.
I don't think he realizes how close he is to that rope. I don't know if Makabe knows. Okay.
And finally, the foot lands on the bottom rope. I think Makabe was seconds, and I mean seconds away from passing out.
That's one of the benefits of locking in that triangle choke there. You leave your opponent almost in a sense of a daze, and they don't know where they are in the ring there.
Also, with positioning of their head, they're not able to see anything.
Exactly.
Now, Daniel Makabe perched on the top rope, courtesy of Artemis Spencer. It's a very dangerous place to be if you're Makabe. It's a very dangerous thing to go for if you're Artemis Spencer. I know, maybe they can superplex here?
I don't know, Artemis Spencer. Oh, wait.
It's a high risk, but Artemis Spencer knows that winning the Cascadia Wrestling Cup is high reward, and now Makabe wrenches the arm on top.
Spencer was maybe going for a Spanish fly from that top rope, but
another
Makabe.
Another headbutt from Makabe catches him. Hammer and anvil, elbows. Look at the precision there.
Artie catches it. And he's got him in a cravat on the top rope. You can't give up there. They're both in the ropes. Artie knew the referee was counting there. He had to the count of 5 to break that submission hold. And uh-oh, this is not where you want to be if you're Daniel Makabe. Draped across that top rope, and Artemis Spencer is going to be thinking, senton! Putting his body on the line to try and advance in the Cascadia Wrestling Cup.
What a moment, Cody Von Whistler. Both of these men risking life and limb for a shred, a taste, a shot at glory.
Look at this, slowly making their way back to their feet. Daniel Makabe up first.
Somehow Makabe able to make his way up first despite being on the receiving end. Artemis Spencer with absolutely brutal slaps, chops, and kicks.
vicious combo by both these combatants.
The Artemis Spencer maybe taking what Makabe said to heart, saying, hey, you think I rarely show my technical prowess? I'll show it to you right now. Oh, man.
Makabe might be regretting that tweet as Artemis Spencer unleashing fury.
Spencer pushes him out, looking for some distance between him and Makabe. Oh, right to the mush.
Ouch. Knee to the midsection again. Third time.
Yeah, I think Artemis Spencer trying to... Oh, man!
The big unit punch connects right to the jaw, and Daniel Makabe was not expecting.
Seemingly out of nowhere, Artemis Spencer finding a second win, taking Makabe down with that spin kick.
Where in the hell did that come from, Jordan?
I don't know. I'm not sure if Artemis Spencer knows. Perhaps on instinct alone, Spencer finding his way back into this thing.
Oh, but now it's Makabe at the guard position.
Going for the leg lock once again. But a chirping kick to the chest might have taken the wind out of him here.
Oh, wait a minute. Artie drop kicking the face off of Daniel Makabe while landing on his feet like it was absolutely nothing.
Talk about fluidity. Spencer making it too easy, but now spiral tap to put Makabe away indeed.
We've seen I have seen Artie win a lot of matches with this.
Makabe catches him mid-spiral tap with the rear naked choke.
Are you kidding me?
Spencer landed it, but I think Makabe, as he was coming down, caught him up in the neck.
Makabe now, once again, was looking for the cattle mutilation, but
shoulders down. Makabe victorious.
Makabe realizing he could not get the cattle mutilation locked in, called an audible, rolled up Artemis Spencer, secures the victory via pinfall. And I gotta point out the ring awareness of Makabe, knowing that his legs were so close to the ropes, he was keeping him up, keeping it a clean pinfall victory. Daniel Makabe advances in the Cascadia Wrestling Cup tournament.
Show of respect between these two warriors. We talked earlier on about how Artemis Spencer is one of the nicest men you'll find in a professional wrestling locker room. Genuinely the same can be said about Daniel Makabe, and more than proving it, the second the bell is rung, love and adulation between both of these men. Daniel Makabe, the better man here tonight, but in his prestige debut, Artemis Spencer truly proving his salt.
He's a winner in my book.
And you know, we talked about the story of this matchup before the opening bell, being Daniel Makabe having to readjust his strategy. He was expecting a very different matchup in the first round against Invictus Cash.